All right, shalom, shalom, Israel. It's Brother Kazak. First and foremost, want to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai. That's Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God. In the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. You know, and I just wanted to, through the Spirit, I saw a couple things on the internet, that I wanted to put a little precepts, put a couple precepts with, because we always got to be watching. We always got to be looking at the signs of the times, and so we could hurry up and warn the people. That's our job as messengers for the Lord. Let me grab this quick precept. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 102. Psalms chapter 102 and verse 6. It says, I am like a pelican of the wilderness. I am like an owl of the desert. I watch and am as a sparrow alone upon the housetop. So we got to always be watching. We got to be like them birds through the Spirit. Them birds that's always sitting on the power line. Them birds that's sitting on top of the gutter of the house. We got to be like them, and we got to always be watching what's going down. What's going down in the city. What's happening, what's going on around the corner and all of that. What's going on in these other countries. Because we got to be aware of the signs of the prophecies, man. Didn't the Lord say He set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem? You know? Then He say He made us watchmen unto the house of Israel in Ezekiel 3 and 17 on down. Let's get it in Isaiah 62 and 6. It says, this Isaiah 62 and 6, it says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. So we not never supposed to hold our peace. Whenever we see something going down, hey, we gotta warn our people, man. Like the Lord said in Amos 3 and 6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Who is blowing that trumpet? That's the watchman. Because he watching upon those high towers, and he's waiting to blow the trumpet, letting the people know that it's war being declared, letting the people know that it's a country coming up to besiege them, letting the people know that it's danger on the outside of the walls, so they could get prepared, and that's what we doing through the Spirit. We gotta always be watching. Let me get this in Revelation, and then we go get to the video. The book of Revelation, chapter 16 and verse 15. It says, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. So the Lord said, blessed is he that watcheth, or what? You go get caught lacking in this thing, man. You don't want to get caught lacking. You don't want to get caught naked with your damn pants down. Now you in your shame. You don't want that. You got to be watching. You got to always be alert what's going on in the world. Typing in World War III news, typing in outside country news and all of that, world news. Not these mainstream media outlets, but you got to kind of, listen to these damn whistleblowers, that's on Twitter, these whistleblowers on YouTube and all that. We finna see what's going on with a whistleblower right now. Somebody on Twitter had posted this, and a brother sent it to the chat. It says, happening now, widespread internet outrage in Cuba. Both mobile data and fiber lines are not working in Havana and much of the rest of the island. So, hey, these is all prophecies, man. This is all prophecy, because what? This is coming to America real soon. It's happening in small countries like Cuba right now. This is the Lord showing His hand. It says, happening now, widespread internet outrage in Cuba. Both mobile data and fiber lines are not working in Havana and much of the rest of the island. So, hey, they basically having a blackout right now. They basically having a blackout, and they can't get around that. And this is coming to America. Let's get that. Revelation 16 and verse. Is it 10? Revelation 16 and 10. It says, and the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain. So, that darkness, let's talk about, what can bring that much darkness? What can knock out all the electricity of the whole country, other than the EMP attack? And an EMP attack, Salakia, let's go ahead and Google it. See, look, I was looking at world news, gotta always be watching. But EMP attack. Con. So let's just read about it on Wikipedia. Nuclear electromagnetic pulse. This is an EMP attack. It says a nuclear electromagnetic pulse, commonly abbreviated as EMP, as nuclear EMP or NEMP, is a burst of electromagnetic radiation created by a nuclear explosion. The resulting rapidly varying electric and magnetic fields may couple with electrical and electronic systems to reproduce damaging current and voltage surges. The specific characteristics of a particular nuclear EMP event vary according to a number of factors, the most important of which is the altitude of the detonation. The term electromagnetic pulse generally excludes optical, infrared, visible, ultraviolet, and ionizing such as X-ray and gamma radiation ranges. In military terminology, a nuclear warhead detonated tens to hundreds of millions above the Earth's surface is known as a high altitude electromagnetic pulse device. Effects of EMP device depend on factors including the altitude of the detonation, energy yield, gamma ray output, interactions and with Earth's magnetic field, and electromagnetic shielding targets. So, so it can knock out the electricity, man. With these gamma rays and all this radiation, look at that. It's basically showing, how like the range of how the attack could be, I believe starting from that little green point all the way to the outer blue, it could range that wide, it can knock out the whole country. That's basically what the precept was saying. It says, and the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain. So that's talking about those nuclear missiles, man. Them nuclear missiles when they hit, it's gonna be let's get a precept on that. Let's go to the book of Joel. Joel chapter 2 and verse 2. Speaking about the day of the Lord, because all of this is going to happen at the time of the day of the Lord. In Joel 2 and 2, it says, a day of darkness and of... I'm going to start at 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. So that's what we doing. We blowing the trumpet. We letting our people know. We letting Zion know, the nation of Israel. We letting them know that, these are signs of the times, is gearing up, It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people, and the strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. So now it's finna start talking about the missiles, It says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yet and nothing shall escape them. So let's talk about those nuclear missiles. It says, a fire devoureth before them. Because what? Once whatever target that missile is hitting, it automatically incinerates. It's incendiary, like how they have incendiary ammo, the ammo that blows up upon, when it hits its target. That's what those missiles do, and basically, that's why it says a fire devourer before them, because what, in the front of it, whatever that missiles hit or make contact with, it's gonna burst into flames, it's gonna blow up, and it says behind them a flame burneth, because what's projecting that missile, that flame is what's making it propel and pick up that speed. That's the flame that's behind it. This is the Lord, describing the missiles to us. It says the land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Because what, America, it's gonna be like the Garden of Eden before the missile hit. It's a decent, nice looking land. You got these big cities, got these big buildings and all that. People like looking at the lights. Like take New York for example. You got all the big buildings, the lights and all that. It's all shiny and all that. But what it says, but behind the missile, after the missile hit these lands, hit these cities, hit these landscapes, it's gonna be like a desolate wilderness. Meaning what? It's gonna be like a desert. It's gonna be like something that just got destroyed. Because that's how these missiles is gonna lead this place. It says, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Meaning what? These ain't nothing gonna be able to escape, these missiles, except for the elect, because at the same time we gonna be getting beamed up, by these chariots, by the chariots of the Lord. Let's go to that real quick. I think I want. Let's get it in. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 30. Then we're going to go to Thessalonians. Matthew 24 and 30. It says, And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven unto the next. Unto the other. So it said at that time, we gonna see the Son of Man in heaven coming with the angels, and they gonna start gathering up the elect right before these missiles hit, man. We go just be making it out of there through the Spirit. Let's get another precept on that. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. And I'm going to start at 16. It says, For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. And Salakia. So we gonna the Lord is gonna come and redeem us at that last trump. Like it says in the book of Isaiah. Salakia, I believe it is chapter 23 that I want. It might be 23. Salakia. It's not 23. Salakia. I'll go for this precept. Khan is 26. Isaiah 26 and I'm going to start at 19. It says, Thy dead men shall live, together with my dead body shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in the dust. For thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers. This is talk about us getting beamed up into the chariots, The Lord said, come, enter thou into thy chambers, He gonna be beaming us up. Why? He says, and shut the doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. So he said, hide yourself in these chariots, Get beamed up in the chariots, be up there, and it says until the Lord's indignation be overpassed, until all those missiles is done hitting the earth, So yeah, we got that. So you always got to be watching for these things, for these current events that's going on through the Spirit. Something else I wanted to touch on was this little video right here. I seen this the other day. They so-called, Esau trying to build another Tower of Babel, I guess in Virginia or something like that. Let's just look at it.
This is Dabu7, and you were looking at the first images that have been kicked out showing what Amazon is building in Virginia, across the Potomac River from D.C. This Tower of Babel will be erected just as you see it here in this position. This is the second corporate headquarters for Amazon. They're going to start building this next year, and it's expected to be completed by 2025. This is wild. This is what they call the helix. And it will have trees wrapping all the way up and around it, all the way up to the top, and it will only be open to the public on certain weekends. But you'll be open to walk around the bottom of it, where they're going to set up a farmer's market. This representation of that exact building being erected here in this country, right across from D.C., so that you know. Let's take another look, another angle of it. A look at the base area down by the road where people will be walking around and where the spiral will start to go up and around. And a close-up here of it as well. So there you go. The modern-day Tower of Babel will be erected by Amazon in Virginia by 2025 at a cost of $2.5 billion. Join us on the live streams on D Live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, so you see that? Hey, America, it's basically just exposing themselves. This is Babylon all over again, man. Let's get a precept on the Tower of Babel real quick, just in case, somebody might not know. We'll go to the book of Genesis, chapter 11. It says, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, let me start at 10. Go back to Nimrod, get the history of it, right here. Genesis 10 and 8. It says, and Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom, it says, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. So, hey, Nimrod built it. He built it Babel. It says, out of that land went forth Ashur and builded Nineveh, and the city Rehoboth and Calah. So, hey, Nimrod, he built Babylon. He started Babylon. He is the original king. So let's go to Genesis 11. It says, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for a stone, and slime they had for mortar. So let's talk about them, this when they started building the Tower of Babel, kind of like how that tower that, you just seen on the video. It says, and they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So they plan was to, I believe it's through history, they plan was to build this tower so high that it reaches unto heaven. So they could pierce God into the heart. They wanted to pierce the Most High into the heart, so they could rule the earth. This was the wickedness that they was thinking. These was their wicked inventions, they wicked ass mindsets. So that's why the Lord had to go down and basically confound their ass. It says verse 5. It says, and Yahweh came down, and the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they began to do, like they all together, they all combined, and this what they wanted to do. They trying to get at me, they trying to come at me, So the Lord like, oh no, I ain't finna, even though it's damn impossible. It's not possible for them to even do this. But these is the inventions that they trying to do. It says, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. It It says, so the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. So they stopped building that. It says, therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. So hey, this and Babel in the Hebrew just means confusion, man. And America is that same land of confusion. Let's go to Revelation chapter 18. I'm gonna get a couple more and I'm gonna close out. This Revelation chapter 18, and I'm gonna start at 1. Because America is that same daughter of Babylon. This is the land of confusion, and we finna show you why. It says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. It says, so Babylon the great, this is the habitation of devils, man. Habitation of deceivers, and the hold of every foul spirit. They say you could get homosexuals could get married here. You could damn marry your dog. You could damn become a damn tranny. You could be a pedophile and get away with it, like how they just passed that law in California, like lowered the age of consent down to damn 11 years old or something like that, man. This is the land of confusion, man. This is the land of evilness and hateful spirits. Verse 3, it says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of earth have committed fornication with her. Because all these other nations, they want to come do business with America. They want to come take on some of the cultures of America. Take on the lifestyles. All the other nations. You got the Arabs, the Elamites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Chinese. Which are the Chinese and Japanese. You got the Arabs. You got the East Indians and all of them. They all want to come live this American dream. They all want to come and start their own little gas station. The Arabs and got their little corner stores and all that. The Elamites, they out here running Dunkin' Donuts crazy, and all of that. They all trying to come over here and live the American dream. Want their kids to be doctors in America and in New York and go to Yale in California and get and live like the so-called white man with the damn hair slicked back and the damn suit and tie and the tuxedos and all that. Hey, these nations is drunk off the wine of fornication. They want to celebrate Christmas, have the 4th of July barbecues and all of that, They drunk off America's fornication, man. It says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So this kind of like, America is trying to be like, they trying to America is basically, it's Babylon the Great, but it's ancient Babylon all over again, because you got all these nations, just like we read in Genesis 11, and I'm gonna go back to it. The people is all one. Everybody come here to be one. They say you move here, you could become America. You could become American. You no longer your old nationality, but you could be, Indian American, or you could be damn Chinese American, or you could just, it's whatever, man. So we gonna get a precept on that, because that which is then is now. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. It says, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So, they had the Tower of Babel back then, now they trying to rebuild it all over again, because this America is moving in the same spirit of ancient Babylon, because America is Babylon the Great, and the Lord raised this place up just to destroy it, to show his mighty hand, man, Let's get a precept on this place being destroyed, and I'm going to go ahead and close out. Let's go to Isaiah 13. Isaiah chapter 13, and I'm going to start at I'm going to start at 17. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. I believe the Medes are the Persians, the Iranians, which America is, constantly beefing with. They just killed the Iranian general Qasem Soleimani. That was just last year, you know. So the Lord said he's going to stir up these nations against Babylon, you know. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall spare no children. Let's talk about they finna be sending these bombs over here. You know, the Iranians, the Chinese, the Russians, you know, they all finna be sending those nukes over here to Babylon to destroy this place. You know, because they tired of it. They sick and tired of her mess, man. It says, in Babylon, verse 19, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Because what the Most High do? He rained down fire and brimstone on Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, and that place is still a damn wasteland. You know, and this place is gonna be a damn wasteland just like that. It's finna say it. It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and the satyrs shall dance there. You know, so hey, they say this place is never gonna be inhabited. You know, so this place is bound to get destroyed. You know, so with that, it's like I grab one more through the spirit before I head off to camp. Revelation 18 and 21. Come on, it says, and a mighty angel took up a stone, like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. So, hey, this place is going down with violence, man. You know, the other nations, they finna destroy this place. The Lord finna destroy this place. It's finna be over with for America. And with that, I want to be an Israel, a hearty shalom. All honor and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You know, shalom.